Greetings, brothers and sisters of St. Cloud, Minnesota. I am delighted to be joining you, albeit virtually, on the screen as you gather around the cyborg that is Scott McKay. I'm happy to join energy, light, and love with you great patriots. And just want to let you know, the Patriot Streetfighter Network, that I arrived a couple of days ago in Romania, Bucharest, Romania, in southeastern Europe. And in the last 48 hours, I've been flanked by a military general and the guy who is leading this country in an energy and technology revolution. I've seen with my own eyes in the last 24 hours alone about 20 technologies that are going to change the face of this world. The powers that be, or the powers that have been, should I say, have historically, as we all know, stood in the way of real innovations getting to market, because it makes government redundant. It makes the Catholic Church and the deep state elements, the Sabbateans and the profiteers, it makes them and their parasitic enterprise redundant. But I can tell you that there are thousands of patriots, military guys, veteran special ops guys, here alone. 5,000 under the command of the man who's got my back here on this trip alone. And I can tell you that these cats, just like you, are ready to overthrow the satanic and luciferic elements in our planetary society. The technologies that I've seen, just to give the Patriot Streetfighter Network the heads up on this, will regrow human mitochondria. We're talking about regrowing amputated limbs, regrowing the teeth in your mouth, regrowing eyeballs, bringing everything back into its immanent template, because the quantum oscillation teasing technology that I've witnessed is able to turn the genes on. You know, disease, decay, and then death is connected to the fact that there's a given point at which our genes switch off and just say, fuck it, I'm giving up the fight. I can't win the fight against pollutions, against EMF intervention, against all of the poisoning that's going on in the environment. And then we start moving into decline. One of the scientists that I've met is able to turn the genes on, stimulate them so that they go back, essentially bringing you back into the immanent template. In my language, the divine template, the star body that exists within the physicality that makes us see and touch and move and feel human. We're talking about being on the brink now, friends, of a revolution that is not just a planetary, social, ecological, and social, economic, and geopolitical revolution. We're talking about a paradigmatic shift in physics itself. We're upgrading to a whole meta-dimensional, hyperdimensional form of biological reality. This is with us now. I've witnessed it with my own eyes in the last 24 hours alone. I've got another 3 or 4 days of some fascinating meetings with other scientists, mathematicians, and people who are also bringing other suites of technologies to market. And you know what? We're going to bypass government altogether. And these fucking rogue agencies that stand in the way with their compliances, their regulations, their statutes, all of which go back and serve the big brother, the government, the Sabbateans, and the Luciferians in our society. That stuff is going to be brushed aside. I've also sat today with a soothsayer, an oracle, who is the leading natal astrologer in this part of the world. She has a track record of getting everything 100% right in her predictions. And I spent a few hours with her up here in the mountains. And she says, oh, you know, I've done the natal charts on State of Israel. I've done the natal charts on, Washington, District of Columbia, and London. People, this planet is about to change. This year into next year is probably the biggest seismic shift in the zeitgeist. Be prepared. But I say this to Patriot Street Fighters, be bold. Be bold. Because that's the thing that's going to win the day. This is not a time for us to be cowering in our homes. This is not a time for us to be waiting to be rescued by anything or anyone. This is the time for us to pack our pointy sticks or whatever the hell it is that we need to carry to protect especially protecting our women, the elderly, and the infirm, and the young. This is what we are called to do at this time, friends. I'm speaking mainly to the men of the households. You know exactly what I'm saying. Be prepared. The zombie apocalypse is more or less upon us, courtesy of the satanic Gates-Fauci compact. But of course we understand that they are sock puppets of far more malevolent intelligences. Nonetheless, they do not have what we have, which is the human God coding in the genes. I say human God because that's essentially what we are returning to, our divine status as sons and daughters of God. Remember it well, my friends of Minnesota. Remember it well. That's who we are. That's who we're born to be. Sending love to Scott McKay, his security detail, who to some extent I have to love more than I love Scott because they keep the man alive for me. And I look forward to seeing you in the Great Plains of America within a few weeks. Much love to you all.